Today, I want to talk about dealing with and facing rejection, especially when you are on a spiritual awakening journey. Now, the first thing I want to say is when I say spiritual or spirituality, what I mean by that is matters relating to the spirit rather than the physically manifested world. As you may know, everything that is physically manifested is spirit, physically manifested. You could say that spirit is the precursor to all physical manifestation. And by spirit, I'm talking about that energy we call God, the divine, source energy, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same. It's your soul. It's what you are that precedes this body, who you call by your name. So I just wanted to clear that up because I know a lot of people have different ideas about what the word spiritual and spirituality means. It's very simple with me. I'm just talking about the spirit. So how do we deal with rejection? It's already hard enough being a human. We've all faced and felt that feeling of rejection in our lives, but especially when you are learning how to connect to more of your true nature and learning how to step into your power, you are going to sense and feel that rejection from other people, depending on how you are viewing yourself and if you value yourself. So from my own experience, I have dealt with a lot of rejection since childhood. And when I became an adult and I started really stepping into my own power, I dealt with it another round of some really deep and hurtful rejection. And once I started really understanding more about myself and loving myself and valuing who I was as a person and as a soul, I started understanding that I wasn't being rejected the way that I thought I was. So the first thing I want you to understand about yourself is just like source is fragmented into all of this. It's fragmented into all of these people, all of these trees, all the bugs, the blades of grass, the flowers, everything that you see, right? It's all fragments of source. That's why we say we are all one. We are all one, and there really is no separation when it comes down to the very essence of who we are. But that's why we get to play this game of life, you can say, because we are having this dream or appearance of separation. So I want you to look at yourself like you are the same way. Yes, you are one being, what appears to be one being that you call by your name, but you are really an accumulation of many things. You are fragmented into all these different parts. So when you feel rejection, it is usually you rejecting a part of yourself that someone else also is rejecting or doesn't see value in. And the reason that you can feel that rejection is because another part of you doesn't feel that discord with that part of you, if that makes sense. So there's a part of you that is authentic to a certain aspect of yourself, and there's another part of you that feels ashamed of that aspect because of your conditioning, the way you were raised, whatever. There's so many reasons you can be fragmented in these ways. So when somebody else is rejecting us, you're really having you have the opportunity to look within yourself and see, what am I rejecting within myself that I think this person's rejecting in me? So it really has nothing to do with that person. It's a reflection about what you are rejecting within your own soul and within your own being. So this is not easy though. It's not easy because when you are learning this new path of awakening, when you are learning, which is really just waking up to your true nature, understanding that all is a reflection of what's in here, you're literally rewriting the script of your life. Everything is changing from the inside out. So when it comes to a relational level, when you are starting to change these inner parts of yourself and love those all parts of yourself and integrate all parts of yourself, people that are not doing that, there's a queen bee flying around me. It's been going on for a while now. Okay. So when you begin changing from the inside out, people that aren't as aware, you can say, as you are, of the parts that you're becoming aware of in yourself, in their own selves, they start to feel this kind of like friction against you, because they don't understand that you're just becoming more aware, and that it's almost like, and they're not aware of it, a laser focus on their own being. You can see them. They're more transparent to you because you're just becoming more aware. And that's what awareness does. It makes it so things are transparent. And that can make people around you feel very uncomfortable. And when this happens, people will either push you away, and people that like who you're becoming will pull you close to them, right? We see this as making new relationships. And we also see this as the falling away of old relationships. So really, it's all about, there's so many aspects and ways to talk about this. But all of it really is an opportunity to look into yourself and say, hey, who am I? What do I need to accept about myself and love again that I pushed away? And other people, really, it doesn't matter. You can say that other people are kind of like aspects of you that you once were that you aren't anymore. They're still people. They still matter. Of course, you still love them. But a lot of these people are just aspects of you, showing you who you are and who you aren't. And that depends on, you see that with who you are in contact with most of your time and in day-to-day moments. So when we understand this, we can start to love ourselves again and realize that people reject you if they don't see value in you. And what they see value in is something usually that is giving to them, that is almost a taking type of energy rather than a giving. So don't worry about these kind of people the best you can. To give kind of my own personal story and experience that I've recently had this past year, last year. So I was really close with a couple of my family members, and I thought we were really close. They were people that I could really, really talk to about this spiritual stuff, right? Like, you're not going to talk to anyone about awakening and all of this very deep, deep conversation and personal and vulnerable space that you have to step in. You need a special kind of person or people to do that with. So I thought these were people that I could do that with. And there was a couple times they had said a few things to me. The first time was, Janelle, you are just so high vibrational. Like, you are like so ahead of us. Like, you don't need us anymore. And what I realized is they were just trying to get me to go away and think that I was better than them. There is no better than anyone. But I realized they wanted me to think that I was better than them, so I would actually go away because they were uncomfortable around me. And there was another time that they had all sat me down and said, this was after that, which is odd, Janelle, you are like not keeping up with us. Like, you are not up here on the scale with us. Like, we're really up here. Like, you need to catch up or go away, which is how it really felt to me, which really hurt, you know. And at the time, it was so weird to me because I felt like I was doing a lot of inner work. I just felt like there was such a vibrational difference between us that they had to push me away. And again, it's not like anybody's better or worse. Everyone's just in a different place in their journey. But they were definitely pushing me away because of my differences from them. And they had also diagnosed me with Asperger's, autism. They had told me that maybe I should look into getting medication for that. And, you know, these are people that understand the corruption in the medical industry and the pharmaceutical companies. So I was very confused and mostly hurt because it was like facing more rejection again from people I was closest with or thought I was closest with, which is really painful. But it made me realize that, you know, they were doing me a favor, and our vibrational resonance was not resonating anymore. We were so different at this point in our lives. And it just proved itself to be that way in those experiences because, yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you start changing. You're going to see people change the way that they are around you. you're going to see new relationships forming. You're going to see a lot of that. But especially when people are rejecting you and it's your family, and it's like, this is what happened in your childhood. It hurts because it's like reinforcing an old program. But I'm so glad it happened for me, because I realized that, you know, these people, they were meant for me at one time in my life, and now they're not. You know, so rejection's really difficult sometimes. But really, it's about opening your eyes to what part of you are rejecting that you think someone else is. But really, it's about you accepting and loving that part. And other people, there are so many other people that will love that part inside of you. And you just need to love you. Yeah, I know, easier said than done. But it's about self-love. Because everything's showing us where we're not loving ourselves. Only you can reject you. There is no other. But all of this is here. It's your mirror. It's so, how awesome is it to live in this world where there's a mirror showing you, right? It's right in your face, right? But it's showing you aspects of yourself that you are not accepting and loving. And that is the gift of rejection.